What's up, y'all? We are back again with episode 32. Right out the gate, episode 32. This is our week 6 review, and we're about to get it in. What's up, Quay? How are you doing?
I'm fine. How about yourself?
Oh, it's just been a day, but we are pressed on through because this is what we do. So with that being said, first and foremost, before we get into any of the things and get into our purpose of being here tonight, we want to address what your state of the auxiliary is. It is week 6 review. We have just started getting feedback from week 7 or video clips from week 7, which is this current weekend, but we are looking at the past weekend from week 6. So what is your state of the auxiliary based on those 2 weekends? Where do you feel like you are this week?
I feel like I'm in a place where I want to be more consistent with myself when it comes to dance and classes and exercising, just being more consistent with those things, making sure that everything goes how it's supposed to go, and even if it doesn't, I still make sure that I push through and make sure I get those things done. So yes, building consistency.
Okay. Understood. My state of the auxiliary for the week is just, it's kind of hard to really say, honestly, because in one hand, I feel like I get it, and then the other hand, I feel like I don't. I was gonna say energy, and really pushing the choreography buttons. I think when I'm watching a lot of the footage that I see, and not this doesn't apply to all teams, but this is just a general consensus. A lot of teams do not push the choreography button. Like I feel like a lot of people are playing it safe. There are definitely the teams, that I'm sure most people probably know that will push the choreography, that will push the limits, that will step outside of their norm, even if it's not every game. I know every game, in a sense, cannot be your best, or every game may not always have the best choreography, especially if your opponent that week may not be a challenge or to you, so it may not require as much preparation. Or maybe it's a team that don't even have a band for you to battle or something like that, so there's no rivalry there. It's just a game. So I get that, So sometimes the choreography may just be what it is, but I feel like sometimes as we're watching throughout all the conferences that we look at, that some of the choreography really seems, and I'm not even gonna say song choice, the choreography seems a little bit predictable. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, it could be style, and it just might be their style. But I feel like choreography should not be predictable. I feel like it should not be almost as if I could call out what you're probably going to do next.
Yeah.
And I think you're not adventurous. But
I do feel like with the choreography, a lot of things are starting to, it's not looking the same, but it's like, for instance, we do, top 3 every week, Sunday. It's starting to like get to the point where I can't differentiate the difference between teams because of the choreography being so, it's good choreography, but it's like, what separates you? What makes you different from this team? Why should I put you here? Where's the wow moments? Like, a lot of times, if you think about what we've been watching, the choreography is good 9 times out of 10 at a time, but where are the moments in the choreography? Like, what's gonna make me say, oh my God, I can't believe they just aced that like that on the field, I think that's where it is with me with the choreography. Where are the wow moments? A lot of times we're getting run-on sentences. Where are the wow moments?
I understand that. And a lot of that can be contributed, I think, to community dance team and just social media in general. We see a lot. I think when people see stuff, it inspires things. And so after a while, things are very convoluted. I definitely believe you can stay true to your style and still explore a range of things, but you have to pick up. And I think a good testament to that is the second video we did for this year with the K Michelle. Literally, you made up the choreography, you taught the choreography, and then you told them to figure out what would this look like in more or less words. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but basically find your style in these movements. So if this is something that a J set wouldn't do or something that a Sting wouldn't do, then figure out what is the alternate to this motion, but we need to still be in here. So when you watch that video, where many of them love what was going on, and then of course there's a few that may not like what's happening in the video because there's so much happening, because you're getting the same essence of emotion of a routine, but from different viewpoints or vantages. And so I think the thing about it is some people can't handle that. It's too much to look at to try to focus in, but at the same time, you could literally see every single distinct style. Even in that video, there's 3 representations of motion in that video, but even in the 3 representation, you still see different errors or different takes on what motion is, or how motion moves, or what they get. So it just opens you up to see more things. So I think we got to make sure we are sticking to what is the style and define your style. I think there are still teams that don't have a definition of what their style is. I think their style changes with the captain era or with the coach era. So I think that's something we have to think about. But that's just my state. I'm sorry, I didn't go on a tangent. But that's my state of where I think we are in the auxiliary. I just want to see people push it in the choreography limits. I mean, I'm really seeing some good things, some clean teams, but I feel like the choreography is stagnant, and it shouldn't be. Choreography should challenge us. It doesn't mean you have to go out there and look a mess, but it does mean you should feel challenged. Your team should feel challenged when they accomplish it on the field. So with that being said, it's time to get into some things. All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get started now. I will tell you that tonight is a little different. Okay, and different is good. We are still defining what we want our platform and our presentation of this show to look like. One thing that we have decided is that we will try something, and if we don't like it, or if we feel like we want to still play around with it, we will. So as you're going to be watching tonight, we're going to do something a little different than what we've done. We're still sticking to our format. We're still covering all of the conferences and the non-ones, and we're still doing our top three, if there's three in the category, or if we feel like there's three deserving. And if there's an honorable mention, we'll do that as well. But tonight, what we're going to do is our live is going to be centered as a part one of this release. Okay, so our live is going to be centered around the field shows only from all of the conferences that made our top, and the stand moments from all of the conferences that made our top. So that's pretty much strategically dance. There's a lot of footage for dance. We're getting dance in the live. And I know that's typically where a lot of our audience comes from. Not all. We have a lot of twirlers that follow us as well. But we do get a lot of dancers that come across our footage. So we decided, because our lives typically have been running, since we've been doing this now in this format, about 3 to 3.5 hours, sometimes approaching 4. We wanted to make it feasible for you guys as well to digest all of what we do. There's a lot of content that we cover, and it's a long live. So what we're going to do, we're going to give you all the dance footage tonight in the live. Tomorrow evening, you will get a pre-recorded video. Okay, it's going to look like a part two because we'll still be in these clothes because we're still doing the video tonight, but you will get the video in a part two pre-recorded video tomorrow of the color guard and twirl footage there. So we're splitting it into halves. You're going to have dance and all other auxiliaries for the most part, unless we get a lot of twirl footage for whatever reason. And then if we need to, we will split the videos into threes so that you can digest the content. We can focus in on the content, and it makes it a little easier to follow because we're kind of jumping back and forth through all the different conferences. And so just to get it in a bite-sized way so that we can do it, we're still going to be practicing the videos. What's up, the big videos on Instagram? We see you over there. Thank you for stopping in. Look, thank you for your videos again, for covering the areas that you cover, because without you, man, some of these games we would not see any footage from, so we appreciate you. But with that being said, we're going to be covering that information and covering things. So we're going to start tonight with our dance footage. That's to be all field shows from the conferences and stand clips from the conferences that we picked in our tops. And then, and from there, then we'll say adieu to you. And then we will get the rest of the content recorded tonight. And then tomorrow, you will get another video live, but we will not be live. We will be pre-recorded. And then you will be able to digest the flag footage, the twirl footage, and anything else. If there's something else interesting that we forgot to throw in there, we'll throw it in there too. So that's how it's going to go, moving at least this week, maybe next week. And then we'll see how it goes. If we need to alter our format again, if you guys don't like it and you have something to say or you have some suggestions, we're open to all suggestions. We just want to make our show very authentic and original. We love the live format, so we want to keep that there, but figuring out what is best to cover in the live when we're live. And then to still do we could do part of our show pre-recorded, part of it live, and we'll still drop our Wednesday night live drops as well when we have, content to cover there as well. So we're going to still try to get you content, but now we're trying to make sure you're getting content a little more frequently. Okay. Instead of once, we kind of worked our way to twice. Now we're kind of working our way up to 3 times a lady, right? So we're going to get there. So with that being said, guys, we're not going to hold or delay anymore. I know some of y'all are wondering about the classes that Quay hosts. She will be giving us an information soon. She has not finalized her date because she's got some things going on in the background. And so we want to give her a chance to settle those things. And then she's going to pop out those dates. You just be ready with your $15, okay? That's what we need you to do. Be ready with your $15. Make sure you're ready so that when it's time to cash out the money, you can cash out the money, okay? Show me the money. Y'all been in the TikTok, give me my money. We want all the money, okay? That's what we want. All right, so with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get started, guys. We have a great lineup of content for you tonight. Again, we're covering all dancers footage tonight, and we're gonna get into the things. So I hope that you guys are ready because we are headed to our field show. And we're going to the SIAC conference first. That's the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association Conference. We are headed to the SIAC conference, and it's time to see what field shows ranked supreme this week. All right. Well, again, shout out to all content creators because we use band media, we use independent media, and even cell phone footage or Instagram footage when need be to try to cover the content for all of the teams that we have to cover. So shout out to all independent media, band media, that's out there. Thank you for your coverage of any footage that we may use. We really do appreciate it. I just want to throw it out there. We really do appreciate it because it's a lot to try to get these games. There's a lot of games, there's a lot of bands, there's so many pieces going on. So anywho, we're gonna go ahead and get into the things. And our number 3 field show this week comes from Bowie State University, and this is going to be the Dazzling Dancing Divas of Bowie State University. They were our number 3 in rank in field show. And so I hope you enjoy this field show. And we'll be right back to give you our opinions of what we saw, but so that you can see this field show in its best. We typically take ourselves off screen so that you can see it in its best. And then we come back and give you our thoughts and we move right on. All right, so here we go. The Dazzling Dancing Divas of Bowie State University.
Okay,
All right.
Brandon. So,
Hmm?
what did you think about this field show?
Um, Starting with the uniform, I like the uniform. I think it's really nice. I think it's a good uniform. I think it's fitting to the team. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it made them look good. It kind of made me think GG's though. I'm not gonna lie.
It did.
Just from the design factor of it. This is the second collegiate team this season that we've seen wear the chap style uniform. Um, that's typically been something that we've seen in the community dance team world. I'm not comparing them. I guess I am, but I'm not. But this is, typically we've seen that, for the last few years, kind of make its way into the community dance team world. Only thing I'm going to say is I want to see these collegiate teams be the innovators and not the
Yeah.
imitators. And that's nothing to them because they're not the only team that I've seen do it. It looks good. It's a great uniform. It's cute. But if you're going to do that style, make it your own.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only thing. Make it Bowie State. Okay. Make it what Bowie State is, and what the Dazzling Dancing Divas are. So that's my only thing. But overall, I think the routine was energetic. I think there was a lot of great moments in there. I think working on smoothing out some of the moments so that they're more complete, and not, I guess, what I would call a little disjointed at times. And not that they're not doing it or it doesn't look well. We got an up close view, so I'm not seeing it from the wide angle
Right.
view of what it looks like, but from the up close view, some of the moments they're dancing hard, they're kind of hitting some of the motions hard. It doesn't seem flow. It doesn't flow or move flowy. And so I'm looking at that. But I saw some great little partner stunts, a lot of good visuals. And
Yeah.
for there only to be about 8 girls, I think they really utilized the field very well. I think they did a good job overall. And I think, they gave a very entertaining show with what that song was. I don't think the song was very entertaining, but I think they made it entertaining. I do. I think they did a good job with the material. Dancers don't really get a lot of choice in what they dance to. They may have say so, but at the end of the day, it's the director's call on what they have to perform to. So I think they took whatever they got and they made it work. I love to see that they had elements of stunts, elements of technique, elements of buck, good energy. So shout out again to the Dazzling Dancing Divas.
Yeah.
Quiet.
For me, I think from watching them, like last week they were number one on our podcast, and this week they're number three. And so I'm saying that because I can definitely see that they tried to do well. I'm not gonna say they tried. They did like something different with the choreography this time, and it looks like to me, it's from what I've seen them do and what they're doing here, it's not their best that I've seen them. And I'm saying that because it looks like they tried to do something different with the choreography. Like the choreography looks a bit more athletic and they're not used to it. And you can tell by the way that they're executing the moves, some things were um just not connecting. And I think that, like I said, was from them trying to do something different with the choreography. The choreography was nice though. The uniform looks nice. I do agree with you. It resembles somewhat the Golden Girls, but you know, I wouldn't say that they copied them because it takes a while to make uniforms. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
just it is similar, but
And when I say Golden Girls, just for clarity, I was talking about the
M4.
Alcorn Golden Girls, not M4. M4 wore the uniform, but when I look at this uniform by visual only, if I was just to look at them without seeing any faces and just uniform, I would have thought this was the Golden Girls. Like,
I can see that. I can see
just
that.
from that, and I understand that their colors are gold. So, like, don't get me wrong,
Right.
Golden Girls don't only color gold. It's just when you think of the aesthetic of what Golden Girls uniforms look like, this
Yeah.
gives me something that they, in the era they're in now, would wear.
Yeah. Um. But yeah. How do you feel about the girl wearing the red hair?
Well, since you brought it up, why not go ahead and hit it? So here's my thing. I think there's nothing wrong with hair color if your coach is allowed. Let me first say that. That color, let me go back even further. As a coach, my statement was, if it's a color that could grow naturally out of your head, then it's okay to wear. If it's a color that you have to ask me about for permission, that means that you know that it's not a color that you could naturally achieve. So why are we having this conversation? So if you know that platinum blonde cannot grow out of your head naturally, then I don't think we should have this color. Medium browns, sandy colors, maybe, depending on the color. But if it's a color that would not naturally grow out of your head, that was my thing. I'm okay with adding color. I think if we're going to add color, I think the whole team either needs to add that color or all the team needs to have color, so that it looks more that now you don't have one head that's colored. And I see this happen a lot more. Typically the captain or maybe a vet on a team hasn't been allowed to wear color. And you have the one or two heads on a team that just stand out. For me, it's distracting because not that this girl did anything wrong, but just in general to all teams, if a dancer is not good and they have colored hair, it makes them stick out like a sore thumb. If the dancer is overly great and have colored hair, then she becomes a shining star and the team is forgotten, because now you can't take your head because the color takes the unity away from the team. Let me say that. It makes it more individuality. If we're doing individuality, then everybody should be able to have some different shade, tone, hairstyle, whatever, which lends itself to individuality. And then everybody's still a star because everybody's individual. But I feel like this girl may be the captain because of her positioning, one, but two, the hair color. And I think it's okay, like if it was a brown or even a sandy blonde or something like that still looks more of a natural tone. This is a burgundy, and burgundy is not natural in anybody's head. So it sticks out. And to me, it clashes with the uniform, but that's just my opinion.
About to say, I think the colors, like depending on the uniform, it definitely clashes.
Yeah. Maybe if it was a dark uniform, it probably would look better. If it was an all white uniform with gold trim, it probably would have looked really good. But because of the gold and the red, it to me was a clash. So nothing against her. I just feel like if we're our team, if we have to wear the same hairstyle, we should have to wear the same hair color. That's just me. It makes it cleaner. It makes it more visual. Hey, Bailey, what's up? It does stick out, does it not? All right. Okay. So that's my thing. But again, hey, I'm not their coach. That's my opinion. But shout out again to the ladies of Bowie State and the Dazzling Dancing Divas. We are now headed into our number 2 field show from the SIA conference. And this is going to be Elizabeth City's dance line. And their name is, I had it just, and I forgot it. But we'll get started. I'll give it to you when we come back. Here we go. Here is Elizabeth City dance line. y'all. That was Royal Blaze of Elizabeth City University. Again, that was Royal Blaze of Elizabeth City University. Elizabeth City State University, y'all. My bad. Elizabeth City State University. I'm sorry. I know I chop up names. Don't get mad at me. It happens. All right. So that was Elizabeth City State University. That was, again, Royal Blaze. Y'all, these 4 girls, honestly, since we have come across them at the top of the season, really have stuck out. Every time they performed, I think they have made our list. And I think it goes back to the saying of what I've been saying: you don't need many to do plenty. These 4 ladies dance as a unit. They keep energy. They do formations that make sense for 4 girls, and they keep it entertaining. Even if they had a bigger team, it would only add to what they're doing. But they don't have to have more bodies. They are holding the entertainment and energy of what needs to be done, and they're doing it within the realm of what they can do and to the limitations of their team. I think they do a wonderful job. I have been very impressed with this particular team, not just because they have 4 girls, but because they have 4 girls who are leaving it on the field each and every time they get out there. They're dancing like they're having fun, but like it's their last time. I love the uniform. This is a different color than we've seen them wear. Definitely pops against the band. So it's a really nice color. I think it's befitting to them. It was very clean and easy, monochromatic look. I love the sexy backness of it all, in this particular uniform. And I really think, again, choreography-wise, they pushed it. They pushed it to the best of their abilities. And I have no hate against what they did here. I love it. Quay, what do you think?
Like you said, I've grown to like these girls a lot. What I like most about them, though, is the hair. Like, a lot of people don't like the natural hair, but I love this on them. They do mild makeup. Like, I just love their essence as a team. That's the first thing. Secondly, these girls, they do a lot just to have 4 girls, And like you said, it does make sense for what they do. They keep their energy the entire time, and they always perform. I enjoy watching them, and I do feel like they deserve to be where they are placed this week. So
I will agree.
I will go ahead and
say it one time.
I said Royal Blaze, go ahead then.
Yes, Royal Blaze, amazing job. All right, y'all. Our number 1 dance field from the SIAC conference, All right, that's the CIAA for some of you that don't know what that is. For the SIAC conference, all right, guys, that field show is coming from Elegance of Troy, Virginia State University. These ladies have been dominating this field in this conference, and I think they are still on the people's necks. So as y'all can tell, most of these clips came from Capital Battle of the Bands. If you're not aware, this was a big battle of bands that happened kind of in this area, and a lot of the conference bands from this particular conference were there mainly. And so great clips, gave us a lot of good clips this week, this particular week. And so this is also Virginia State University, Elegance of Troy, our number 1 field show for this conference. All right. Well, that was the essence of Troy, elegance of Troy. I'm sorry.
No, Essence of Troy.
No, essence of Troy. Okay. I thought I had it right. Okay. So that was the essence of Troy.
Yeah.
And again, a really good field show, very clean, very solid. Their style is very clear, very clear. They are another white glove team, and I I'm not mad at it. I mean, you can really see the hand motions. Their placements are pretty much on spot as a team. I love that they did play with visuals. They utilized the field. They did groups. They did visuals, ripples. They did some formation changes. We got technique, but we got some choreography in between spots. It wasn't just combo to combo or technique to technique. There was some dancing, and again, they did play with the visuals and even the formation changes, such as that. They just did like 2 quick formation changes with not an issue. I mean, it was very simple movements, but the movements made all the difference in the formation. And I love that they, again, they stayed. Everybody danced at the same level. It was clean. It did not give we're competing or going against each other. And so I think they did a really good job. I was really, really thoroughly pleased with what the essence of Troy brought. Quay, what about yourself? I wish I could see the uniform up close, but
Right.
well.
You'll be able to see it up close in a minute. But as far as the elegance of Troy, I liked everything that they did as far as the variations. I thought everything that I liked every idea they had when it came to making the choreography like speak. I like the fact that they did include a lot of technique, and I like the fact that the whole team did, almost everything. You know how you have teams that have certain people do things because other people maybe not so great or just, it's not there yet, but they had everybody participate in each technique part, and I like that.
Mm.
So I thought they were clean. The white gloves let you know that they were clean. They hit every motion, and the energy like between each dancer matched. So I thought they did really good. So
I agree. I agree. I think they are the one of the big rivals for the Spartan Legion. Um, and I can see why. I can definitely see why they would be a rival for the Spartan Legion. Because they are clean, but they are the energies match.
right.
You would put them against like Ice. I feel like the energies would be very close in proximity. So I would be very excited um, to see that rival this
Yeah.
year. I would be very excited to see that and to see what that would look like. I would have preferred a field view. I mean, I like the overhead view because we definitely can see the formations of it all. But I would love to
Uh-huh.
see what that looks like up close, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I got you.
I would have loved to see it up close. So, but that's it. But anywho, um, all right. So we are headed into our stand clips. All right. Again, that was all three, um, all three of our number one field shows from the SIA right now. Again, all three. We definitely saw all three against each other. We saw the style of um, what's their name? The Dazzling Dancing Divas. We saw Royal Blaze, and we saw Essence of Troy. I think when we look at those three styles before we hit the stands, Quay, what would you think?
So honestly, if I'm being honest, I I didn't one of the teams that are on the stands list, they did
Mm-hmm.
not do field. So that's just that. But the top three I felt that were best in stands are there, and I think that everybody gives off who they are in the stands. You know, we have to start appreciating teams for who they are instead of trying to make them what they aren't. And
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think that these teams could definitely like hold their own when it came to like battling any other school, any other conference. And I honestly think that they would probably implement new things to us in our eyes in our conference. So, yeah. What do you
Okay.
think?
I think we saw a very good variation of styles. Definitely saw a very good variation of styles. I think we saw what you can do with a team of 15 plus and what you can do with a team of four. I think this was a great dynamic change. Seeing the differences in the three teams that ranked in our top three, and
Mhm.
seeing again what they could do. I would definitely say the most energetic of the three teams was Royal Blaze. I feel like those four girls
I agree.
really bring the energy, and I think the only thing that they don't have that the other two teams may have had is maybe the technical aspect. They did do some, but I think the other two teams tend to give a little more technique. One being very, very clean, the other one being good, but could use a little more work.
Mhm.
Um, and I think, again, like when we saw Bowie State, like you said, they were number one for us last week. And then this week, they're number three, but also the choreography of what we saw varied as well.
Yeah,
So looking at all of that information together, it just really, it makes you stop and think, and you just look and kind of see there. But then it goes back to even what I said, pushing the choreography,
uh,
pushing what you do, and being within your style, but also pushing what you do and keeping it entertaining. I think all three teams did a great job in what they brought, and I was really, really excited. I really was. I think they did good. I definitely just want to see again more establishment in their style.
same. I do feel like the Elizabeth City team, when I did watch them in the stands, I feel
Mhm.
like I'm not sure if they're like new. They're a new program, right? Kind of, sort of.
I don't think they're new. I think, well, I don't know. Let me not say that.
Well,
We haven't heard of them. I don't think they're a new program. I think they're just finally getting exposure.
okay, and I think because of that, a lot of things are new to them as far as like stands, for example.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I feel like as they grow, they'll be significant in that area. But as of now, I don't feel like they are on the same, you know,
Mhm.
level as other teams when it comes to stands. So that I'm pretty sure probably like next year, maybe next year or maybe even the spring, they'll be, here when it comes to stands. But as far as right now, I don't feel like they are on that level.
Yeah, I think they're discovering stands for themselves. I think based on what I've seen, I think they're discovering what their stand style is and how to incorporate what they do. I think they really focus on field. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It
Yeah, I
seems
can just
like field has been their
I'm amazing.
dominant focal point.
I'm agreeing with you.
Oh yeah, it just seems like field has been their dominant focal point, and that's not a bad thing. I'm glad that they put a lot of focus on field. Now we gotta find and discover what is your stance. I feel like from what I've seen, stance has not completely matched what we see from field.
I agree.
But all right, y'all, we are about to head into our stand round for the SIA conference. Okay, so again, if you're coming in or you're just watching, we are reviewing our top in dance only in the SIA conference. That's field show, dance field shows, and stand moments. In our top three, we have just reviewed our top three field shows, and now we are moving into our top three stand moments for the SIA conference. And so we are going to our first one, which is going to be the Essence of Troy. And this is their stand moment. They're our number 3 in stands for the SIA conference for week 6. And this is going to be Essence of Troy, and this is their stand moment. All right, we'll review when we get right back from the video. All right. So, okay. Look, I will say this. I was rippled to death at the beginning. Okay. Like, it was cute at first. I was like, yes, for the first ripple was cute. I think after that, stand up or what you gonna do and take us home.
That was a lot of time.
I felt like once they actually started dancing, chef's kiss. They were clean. They moved as one. They didn't overperform or oversell. I think they knew they are a bigger team and they're clean. I think they know their power lies in the distinct emotions that they do. Yeah. The uniform's cute, by the way. Very cute uniform. Simple, but I think it does the job. It does what it's supposed to do. It accentuates them and makes them look good. I like the choreography that they brought. I think it was cute. It was sassy. It had a little bit of, attitude in the choreography, but still you could see all of their distinct motions. The again, giving us some visuals in the stand with slight movements, not a lot of major, but still slight movements of the in and out. And they looked good. I think, they looked good. Their energy matches what the band does. I think it looked really, really, really good. Overall, I don't have no complaints. I think they are deserving of the top 3 this week.
I do too. I do feel like you said, I'm not gonna lie. Hey.
What's up? What's up?
I'm not gonna lie, the ripples took me out.
Baby, all the way out.
And this is something for myself. I'm
I'm
not
sorry.
a fan. You heard me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I was saying that I'm not a fan of, I said this is something for myself first. And then I said I'm not a fan of when something is going on in the front and then something is still going on in the back and then you throw something else in the front. I don't like that. Just because it's like I'm trying to focus on what's going on at the moment. So the ripples, like all of that kind of like distracted me in a way. But other than that, when they came in, like you said, they were clean.
Wow. Yeah, I think overall, again, they did a really good job. I think their power was in their movement and the as oneness that they have as a group, which is really hard. They've accomplished very well, and then again, they have the white gloves, which just adds that much more even precision on how you move your fingers, your arms, your placement. So because it's just like a highlighter on your hands. So
Right.
you can't get away. And white gloves, I mean, you can see that from clear across the field. We can see it on the field. So I mean, it looks good. It looks like they really, really work on movement. Um, like placement, body placement, and everything. So I would wonder if they have like actual dance program there, like more than just like ensemble, or like do they actually offer dance, because they are very, very clean, very clean, very groomed, and even from the field shows, they give a lot of cleanliness, a lot of techniques. So I just would be curious to wonder. I would be very curious to wonder. But that was our number 3 choice and stands for the SIA conference. We are now headed to our number 2 choice for the conference. And this is going to be Bowie State, the dazzling dancing divas of Bowie State. I'll say that slow so I don't mess it up, y'all. Y'all know I will chop up a name in a minute. All right. So this is going to be Bowie State, and this is our number 2 for the SIA conference. Oh, sorry, y'all. That was not Bowie. That was not Bowie. Hold on, y'all. I may have saw the note our marker wrong. Give me a second. Let me double check.
One.
Hold on. Hold on to your love. Okay, let me go back. I think I saw the marker wrong, or the wrong video clip. Sorry, y'all. It's a lot to look at. Let me go back and look at my notes. Okay, we're gonna move to number 1 and come back to number 2. I think there is a mistake. I need to weed out the mistake. So our number 1, we'll come back. Bowie is our number 2. We'll come back and watch their clip. Our number 1 for this stand clip for this stands in the SIA is going to be, now look, I kind of have an affinity for these ladies. I don't know what it is, but they're kind of, I don't know, they're doing something to me. This is going to be Scarlet Lace of Winston-Salem University. And they're our number 1 for the SIA conference. And we'll come back and look at number 2, which was Bowie, once I figure out the mistake that's going on here. Okay, here we go. All right, Quay. That was Scarlet Lace. Sorry. That was Scarlet Lace of Winston Salem. Energy. That I'm gonna start
Okay.
off saying that, baby. She took us from the sex appeal. If we go back just a little bit, she took us from the sex appeal. I mean, they were moving like one. And then as soon as that song switched, it was an instant click. And baby, she went into straight battle mode. They was bucking it down. And at first came, I said, "Oh, baby, you better take us around the world with the buck." I was here for it. I mean, and they just did a really good job. The uniform was really cute. I think it looked good on everybody. They, even with the headbands, I didn't even really notice the headbands were there until like I had to really look. Like the hair being down, the uniform, the headband was just, it was very subtle, but it didn't stick out, but it just was a subtlety. And I know some people, like, oh, the college girls shouldn't wear headbands, but it is just one of those things. Yeah, some people say it make them look, some people believe that it kind of gives high school sometimes, It's tradition. It's a traditional thing. I think it's just a different era. And some teams still, do something to the era of what was the yesteryear era, and some teams don't. I think it's just really up to the team. I don't hate them, but I think sometimes the headbands can be too much if it's not done right. Headbands are supposed to be an accent and not a statement. So sometimes teams wear them as statements, sometimes teams wear them as accents. So it just depends to me. But what do you think of Scarlet Lace?
I like them. I wish that the energy that they give in the stands, I want them to give it to the field as well. But this uniform, the uniform is fire. Literally. I like it. I can put myself in that actually. And I think they look good in stands. They're very, very clean and have a lot of energy. And you definitely can tell that this is like something that they love to do when it comes to stand. That's a cute stand right there. And I'm wow, what? Like that's different. So yeah. And I like that they look polished. They look like a team.
They enjoy it. I like the mix of I like the mixture of new motions with the mixture of old motions. Like and I mean like you can see like the influence of new choreography style, and then you'll see like what they just did in that stand, like that old choreography style. I like their blending modern and traditional choreography together, in what I would call modern day choreography versus the more golden tradition. I think they look really, really good. So I like them. Okay. So y'all go check out their battle versus Bowie. When was that? This week? I mean, was that this current weekend? Because we're on week 6. We're a week behind.
It was this weekend. We're a week behind. It was at the battle there.
Okay. So see, that's gonna be week 7. Week 7. We got you though. Thank you for the content. We know it's there because you said it was there. So we appreciate you for the content because we be needing it in some of these areas that don't get it as much. Okay. Well, we're going to go back to our number 2. Our timestamp was wrong, but we do have them. I just got to put it on the correct timestamp. So I think I found them. And so this is Bowie State. This is our number 2. That same weekend, they had a battle. That same weekend,
it was on the field. It's the same battle.
Oh, gotcha. I just say I saw so many clips. Look, I can go back and think. I may not have seen everything, but here we go. So this is Bowie State. This was our number 2. What you just saw was our number 1 because I was trying to figure out where my timestamp error was. But we got our timestamp figured out. So we're going to go back and look at number 2 for stands and to see it. And this is Bowie State. This is the dazzling dancing divas of Bowie State.
God.
All right, Quay. The dazzling dancing divas of Bowie State. What were your thoughts? First off, I know we weren't supposed to be looking at them, but shout out to the colorful flags to the side,
That's why
baby.
I picked
Mood. I mean, just the
Bowie
mood
State.
change. It, baby, kept capturing my eye. I kept having to close my right eye so I didn't look at them because they was. I mean, that flag just drew me right on in. Drew me right on in. But what did you think about the dazzling divas of Bowie State?
I actually like their energy here. I like the fact when they came down the stairs, they got right to it because they heard their band playing, as you should.
They got
But
right to work. I mean, didn't take long.
okay,
I was here
they got
for it.
place. And I like the fact that they were vibing like as a unit. Like it was just all meshing well. I like the material that they have,
Mhm.
and the execution is definitely in their style. You can tell it's in their style because they look like
Mhm.
one when they do it. But yeah, I was feeling it. I was feeling them. It was very playful to me, like fun and playful, and I liked it. So yeah, what did you think, Brandon?
Um, ultimately, did I thought they did really well. I really think you could tell their presence is stronger to me. I think their energy is the same field and stands. I think you could tell that their focal point is more stands.
Mm-hmm.
I may be wrong. I may be completely wrong in saying that, but when I look at them, their stand presence is much more polished to me than their field presence, at least in what they presented this week. So I think they came ready. I like the uniform choice. I think it really looks good on all the ladies' bodies. I like the Nancy boots or whatever that is at the bottom. I don't know if that's Nancy boots. It could be just the little leggings that go down at the bottom
Yeah.
of your leg. I'm assuming it's Nancy's though, with the way they're moving their feet. If those are truly Nancy boots, shout out for the Nancy boots. I'm here for a good Nancy. But overall, I think they look really good. Their stands are really cute. I think you can kind of tell their style. I think they have kind of an edgy, sassy style.
Yeah,
That's, it's not hardcore, but it has like a little attitude with it, but it's still sassy, but it's not too girly either. So I like it. I think it's a really cute mixture of um of movements. And it looks good on them. I think they really, they look very polished and clean in the stands. So shout out again to Bowie State, our number two for the stands that this particular week. All right, y'all. It is time to head to our next conference, and we're headed right on into the SIAC. All right, we're headed into the SIAC. That is the South Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, and we are going to be going to our top three field shows there. And our number three field show of the week is coming from the Golden Stars of Miles College. Let's go ahead and take a look at their field show, and then we will discuss. All right, Quay. We are discussing the Golden Stars. What did you think of their field show?
I love the risk that they took in this routine. I think that they are definitely on the rise when it comes to field shows. Um, I do feel like I like the variations that they put into the routine, but I do feel like they probably should have had cuts. That's just my personal opinion. And I'm only saying that to say everybody was not executing certain moves the same, and I can see it. I love the choreography. Like I said, I like the fact that they were taking risk, and yeah, I wish that I don't know if this may be their style, but I want them to give more energy when it comes to like certain moves. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's really my opinion with them. I do like the uniform. I think it's really cute and it looks good on everyone. The hair is a bit long for me for a dancer, and I think it's kind of taken away from the theatrics of the performance. Like I can't really see their faces. But other than that, I think they did a really good job.
I agree. I think the hair is a little bit long, and I think that's kind of been their thing this season. Long hair, almost in every performance that we've seen from them thus far. I think they've given us long hair. I do love the uniform. They do like to do kind of a multicolor uniform a lot, kind of like Passionates in a sense. Both of those teams to me like to do kind of the half and half, or you know, represent all the colors in their uniform, which is nothing wrong with that. But I just noticed, those two teams do it a little bit more. But neither here nor there. But I did notice that um, what's the word I'm trying to say? They did take more risk in this particular field show. I think they looked a lot cleaner in this field show. I do agree with your statement that they still kind of held back on energy in some of the areas that I probably would have pushed in statement. So maybe that's a stylistic thing that we don't know or unaware of. But it just seems like some things would have hit better had they pushed the style more. But that uniform is, I ain't gonna lie, seeing up close, that uniform is like really, really good. The details in there is more details in there than I could see.
Yeah.
Really good details on that white side. So good job. But anywho, but yeah, I think they took a risk. I think this field show definitely probably my favorite from them thus far this season. I think they are a good team. I think they just tend to kind of dance a little not as full as I would want to see. I don't I don't know. I don't feel like that's always been them. I think a few years ago they were giving it to us really hard. I'm not
Yeah.
for sure if that's kind of the direction they're headed in now. I don't know if I like the softer side of Golden Stars. I kind of
Right.
like the energetic side of Golden
I
Stars. I
agree.
did not like the ending of this. I like the
It
poses. I mean,
is.
I like the ending look. Like how it looked at the end. I felt like the ending came out of nowhere. That could have just been the way the band director did it. So that's not their fault. But if you watch their end, it really comes out of like nowhere. Like nowhere. Like they're dancing. Look, turn, ba da da ba ba. It was really like, okay, girl, how did we get here?
Never let
So
them tell you
not
that
nothing to
food.
them. It probably was, the way that they had to get the music cut off, so they probably just had to end the dance. I'm sure that was not the way they designed it. They probably was like, okay, girl, we're gonna have to just go into this formation. But it was just, it just seemed like it came out of nowhere. I wish there was a way they could have made that ending a little stronger, so it didn't seem like it was out of place to me. But again, you can't. They have no control of the music. So shout out to the Golden Stars again. Good job. They keep remaining in our field, so they're doing a good job. I think we just want to see more energy. I think that's been our only complaint, honestly, from them almost the whole time was energy. Every time we review them, we've said the same thing. Like, I just wish there was more energy. So I think that's what we seek from them. I think they've been doing a very decent job. So again, shout out to the Golden Stars in that right. Our next school, our number 2 in the SIAC, our number 2 school in the SIAC is going to be the Crimson Piperettes
Well,
of
number two.
Tuskegee University. So with that being said, y'all give it up for
Number
Tuskegee.
two.
And continue with another great hit, the ever so lovely Crimson Piperette will now perform to you Passion Fruit.
All right.
So I just noticed that they don't wear tights. Unless I just can't see.
They do sometimes. I think they have on the fishnets this time, or maybe they not wearing it this time, but they do wear tights. They're in their previous uniforms. I've seen them in stands. I think they're wearing dark tights or fishnets on top of their tights. I'm almost positive they have on tights. I'd be surprised if they didn't. I think they have on fishnets.
Okay.
I think they're wearing a really dark fishnet.
Okay.
See how her leg is shining?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anywho, Quay, your thoughts on the routine? Because you were shocked that they were number two.
Yeah, I'm very shocked. But to say that they were number two, this routine was still really good. I can tell that it's new. Like it's a new routine because everything isn't just crisp like they normally are. But for the most part, those girls danced. They danced. This uniform, I don't know how I feel about it.
It was their pink game uniform. It's cute. It's basic, but it's cute.
It's cute, but
you know, they gave you a cute little top.
I think I really just don't like the mesh.
Yeah, not for a lot of the chocolate girls that they have. Exactly. I probably would have stayed away from the lighter color.
Yeah, but
you know, everybody that lighter mesh is kind of the thing right now.
Well, I don't like the lighter mesh, but the routine was really good. I'm really shocked to say that they were number two, honestly, because they look good. They had energy. So if this was number two, then who's giving number one? Because
the people they played, because this was a really big rival for them when it comes to dance. So this was a good game. So with that being said, they did good, and I think you pointed out what I was gonna say. It was a good routine. My two things with the routine was it wasn't as clean as what we're used to, which you said, and two, for me, it was a lot of transitional moments. They did dance, no doubt about it. They danced, they twirled, they gave energy, all that. There just was a lot of motion, a lot of walking into transition moments that I felt could have been condensed with more choreography, or use the choreography in the movement to get into the formation. I just felt like that was wasted space. And so after you did it, when you do it once, you do it twice, okay, depending on where you put it. There's moments in here where it's almost back-to-back transitions, especially like when they went to the kick line. There was like literally 4 counts before that almost, or an 8 count before that, there's a walk move. Then they went somewhere for an 8 count. Then again, another walk move. Then a 8 to 16 count kick line, then another walk move. There's a lot of transitional moments where it's just walking and sauntering and sashaying across the field. For me, that lost the energy of what they were doing. There were so many great moments in choreography that I felt like they lost it. See, another move, another walk. So I felt like it started to look like filler. And this version, there's also a above version. If you saw the above version, you can see that even their formations were not completely set. Like they were having some minor formation issues in some of the places or spacing issues. This video actually is a better view down on the field and it looks good. But my original version of the footage I was going to show was a aerial view. And in the aerial view, there's a few mistakes that you can see. Not major, they're really minor. It's nitpicky, but it's because, when you're trying to say this, this field is better than that field, you have to be able to back it up. And so it was nitpicky. I was very shocked too, because they've been ranking number 1 almost every week for us in the SIAC. So to see them get the throne was kind of hard to see them get the throne, but
it was they get the throne too.
So with that being said, this is our number 1 in the SIAC for field, and it is Mahogany in Motion of Morehouse University. Well, so with that being said, y'all, I give you Mahogany. All right, Quay, you have seen our number 1 for SIAC. What do you think?
If I'm being completely honest, if I'm just being really honest, this is my opinion.
I'm listening.
I still feel like the Piperettes were number 1.
Ooh, we have a disagreement.
I like the field show, don't get me wrong, and they had choreography, they had moments, but I don't know, if I'm going to compare the 2 field shows, I do feel like the Piperettes had the most energy for me when it came to the dancing. Now, they had technique down, I ain't gonna lie. They was giving the technique, but I wasn't as intrigued as I was with the Piperettes. I'm sorry. But I really like Mahogany in Motion. I really do. But if we're going to talk about cleanliness, they weren't as clean, either, to me. Like
I think both teams had their mistakes. I think some of what Mahogany and Motion prepared did not work well with the grass turf because that was real grass. It wasn't turf. So I think the adjustments of what they were dancing. I don't know if they dance on real grass or not. I don't know. I don't think their field is real grass, but I'm not sure. But that field you can tell is a real grass field. And I think they were struggling from what I could tell in some movements on the real grass, on the real ground versus a turf. So I think that caused some of the mistakes that we saw. And I gave allowance for that because there are, things that sometimes you just can't control. If you practice everything on turf or, dance floor, a real grass field is totally different. And your adjustment has to be different as well. I will say this in agreement. I think Piperettes definitely had a more entertaining routine.
Yes.
But their song is also more entertaining. The song that the Mahogany Motion had, it was a slower paced song. I think they did a really good job giving the energy, opening up with a big energy. They looked good. The technique was there. The turns were there. They were really clean. Again, if you saw the aerial view between the two teams, Mahogany and Motion to me just looked much cleaner.
That could definitely make a difference from the different.
And I think, like I said, this is pins and needles pulling. I said that even before we saw this video, that it was pulling hairs at this point because both teams are strong and they both bring it. So it's really, again, just shows that it could be preference. I think you had the more entertaining, but you also had the more cleanly one and the one that executed much better. To me, I felt that Mahogany Motion execution overall was better than what Piperettes brought this week. But I really thought this was a good battle between the two teams because to me, they are two strong teams in stands and in the field. So it was really good to kind of see both energies. And for me, I felt like the Mahogany kind of piped down this week. I've seen them earlier. We've seen them earlier in the season in stands, and
so it's like they danced. They performed greater than this, if that's what you were going to say.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they thought they would have to come technical against Piperettes, and it's kind of like they gave more of a technical aspect of themselves. And I feel like they did this the whole game. They were clean, but I feel like this game they just really pushed technique. When I know we've seen them this season go like in, we've seen them like slaying the hair, giving the stand counts, like. They have it, but it felt like this week they brought a different side of them. That's just me. So, but overall, that was our number one for the SIAC. Of course, you can see not always do me and Quay agree on who is 1 and 2, but we can always find, okay, I see what you're talking about here. I see here. But again, it's a lot of preference. What we may think is number 1 or 2, you may not like any of it. That's why we have these conversations to see where's the consensus. Would you agree? Okay, because I liked what both teams did, but if I was picking based on performance and cleanliness, I felt like Mahogany Motion did it better when it came to that. But I do agree that the choreography and the energy came better from the Piperettes. So again, hair pulling, either one could have been 1 or 2, but we don't do ties, so you got to go. And I went with cleanliness. All right. Anywho. So we're now in our stands, our stand clips, and our stands for this category. We're going to start with number 3, and Quay's going to be surprised again.
Oh God!
Quay.
Just break my heart. Break.
So we're gonna start with our number 3 stand motion. Our stand of the week, and so our stand clip, our number 3 is gonna come from the Golden Stars of Miles College, and I think our comments are pretty consistent. So I don't think the feedback is going to change in what we think, but I do feel like this was one of the better moments I've seen from them all season. I I felt like this moment they were pushing a little harder than we've seen. And I think it was headed in a good direction. So anyway, Golden Stars of Mal College. All right. So Quay, looking at this stand clip, they had. Say it.
I thought you were asking me. Go ahead.
Oh, I said, so Quay, looking at this stand clip and overall with the Golden Stars, that song kind of, it's like they start and stop it 3 times, so they clipped it all together. But probably do the plays or whatever. But what do you think? I felt like the Golden Stars, felt one, they were clean, and I felt the energy was coming.
I think that they look. I feel like if this is what it's gonna be, this is what it should be. As far as like executing their style and the energy, if this is what it's gonna be, this is what it should be. They definitely gave more energy here, and this is the most I've ever seen them honestly like dance and emphasize on moves in the stands. And so, yeah, I think they look really good. They're clean too. They're really clean, and the counts are counting. Like the captain, she's giving it to me. She's giving me facial. She's giving me performance, and she's giving me the count selection. So kudos to her and for her team to really back her up because they look good. Like I'm not disappointed. I'm not.
I agree. When I saw this, I was like, okay, where was this energy 3-4 weeks ago? Like, we've been watching them all season, and they've pretty much been in our ranks all season. But this, I don't know. They looked really, really good. I don't know if they finally found their cohesiveness, if they've been able to gel it all together. But, I mean, they looked good. The captain looks confident. She's dancing, like, full energy. And the team is backing her up, and they are moving as one. And this is the full team. You know, I think when we first kind of saw them at the beginning of the season, that was not the full team. It was, maybe the vets or something. But this is the full team. I mean, she has a big team on her. And now we see the energy. So maybe they've been kind of working their way up to being a unified team. You know, they've been doing cuts. I think they've probably been doing cuts before because they've been smaller than this in the first few weeks of the game.
She's I like her for like as captain for this team. I really like her.
Mm-hmm.
She's good. They look good behind her.
Yeah. Her sister, I told you this was Jada's sister, I believe. They look alike.
Oh my gosh. See, and you know what's crazy? I was saying she reminds me of Jada in my head, but I didn't want to say that because I was like, dances. It's really not a thing to compare dances to dances. You know, it's kind of
But if I'm not mistaken, this is Jada's sister. I know she went to. I know she went to Maps. I know she went to Maps.
Make stuff up. They get on here and talk and say that ain't her sister.
I mean, the most you can do is correct us and go on about your business. It's not. Okay. You're not gonna get a prize. So you're not gonna get a prize.
I was definitely saying. Honestly, I was saying she was giving me Brianna vibes.
Mm-hmm.
She was giving me those vibes. So Jada, Brianna, that's on the same lines. But yeah.
Right. Well, our number 2 from the SIAC and stands.
What are you doing?
Comes from the Crimson Piperettes of Tuskegee University. I was going to say Golden. I don't know where that was coming from. We got used to saying Golden Stars, but the Crimson Piperettes of Tuskegee University.
3, 4, 1, 2.
So that was the Crimson Piperettes of Tuskegee University. And first thoughts, Quay?
Who is making it hot? Because baby, all the dramatics and the sex appeal that they're giving, sweetie, come on. I'm here for it. I have nothing negative to say. I felt like I was in a figure self class because back in the day, that was out there. Like, yes, they look good. And it's still
they looked really good. I think again, it was just minor mistakes that was happening more so in the back than anything. Minor mistakes that was there. I think you could tell they were preparing a lot of new, and they just hadn't been able to finalize, like, you know, to just get that last. I think they were doing some new stuff potentially. I don't know all their accounts, but I think they were giving new, and I think again you could kind of just tell, you know, there was little offness that typically we don't see from them. They're usually very clean, very crisp, you know, minimum to no mistakes. I just feel like, you know, there were some little details and some people looking. I think it was one particular account here somewhere where someone, you know, either got off or got lost or went the wrong way or whatever the case was, and it was just like, and it wasn't a big moment. It was just kind of like a small moment where maybe timing or something was wrong, but it just, to me, it was like, man, these are good moments, but I'm so used to them moving as one that I still saw in this particular, when we were looking at, you know, this particular stand, there was a lot of individuality in some of the motions. And I think for me, it was like, okay, where's that unity that we've seen from y'all, you know, game after game, season after season. So I felt like this was, to me, maybe a rough game for them. I don't know if it was the intensity of the anticipation of the battle, being that, you know, they were going against a band that was same size, just as strong, both, you know, very prominent HBCUs. So I don't know if this is a big battle for them or not, but to me, I felt like this was an intense battle for both, you know, in general. I felt like this was a rough game for them because they're normally very spot on. And we haven't picked hardly anything on them this season. And, you know, these are minor mistakes. Again, this is hair pulling, nothing major, but just, you know, I could tell that this was not a typical game for them. But I love the slow song. I love the hair, first off, because we know they just now started doing hair. So I love the hair. It adds so much more detail. The count selection is giving. I love what they're doing. They're selling it. They're definitely selling it. And again, I think the Crimson Piper Reds are here to stay, y'all. Shout out to the director and the new direction that they are taking us. All right. Our number one. Our number one is coming. And our number one just dared to be different. And different is good. Different is great. So our number one, and again, this is hair pulling. So y'all, you could really switch them in almost any order and it wouldn't be wrong because it's based on your opinions. But number one this week for SIAC is going to be Mahogany in Motion of Morehouse College. And as I said in their field, they seem to have took us a different direction in style this week. And that's okay. I'm here for the versatility of a team. And for me, when you know, watching the video clips and everything and seeing this video, I was like, wait a minute, what? It wasn't a lot of clips. But when I saw the clip, I was like, wait a minute. I see what you're doing here. I see what you're doing here. So without further ado, our number one, we'll see if Quay agrees with me on this one because I feel like she's going to shut me down, but it's okay. Our number one is Mahogany in Motion. One, two, ready, and right, baby. That was Mahogany Emotion of Morehouse College. Your thoughts, Quay? You gonna cut your face off. All I see is your lips, and on the camera, I see your eyes from the picture in the back and your lips from your face. It's giving two different things going on here. What?
Okay. So I love the song choice. I love the energy. I love the cleanliness. I love the material that they brought. I would say that they deserve that. Number one, I liked it. You know, I'm good for a slow, but I love when you can I love energy. I love energy, and so that's what they gave me, energy. And on top of that, they were clean.
They were squeaky, mother. They were squeaky clean. Like you couldn't eat off their plate all day. They were squeaky clean, and then on top of the squeaky clean, on top of the upbeat song choice, they were in all white. With the white glove. So any mess up was visible and they still delivered. And they look as one. Their book is the same. Everything's the same. I was here for it. I was like, wait a minute. Why are y'all so squeaky clean on this song? Okay. Why is it so clean?
The captain had a great count selection and she came in like she didn't stutter or anything. You know, she came with the counts. And so her team definitely backed up with that. And I liked that. They did an amazing job. I'm proud. They looked good.
They looked really good. Okay. We getting somewhere, y'all. We getting somewhere. All right, y'all. It's time to hit on down. Thank you again, SIAC, for the great dance and stand moments. Okay. And look, we like a good battle. So y'all keep battling out so we can keep saying, like, I don't know if I want them number 1 or 2. Like, we like those type of battles because that means y'all are giving it what it's supposed to give. All right. We're going to head right on in. Right on in. To the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. Okay. The Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, better known as the MEAC. All right. Now, the MEAC was a little shiesty this week. I don't know what was going on in the world of the MEAC. I don't know how they did this, how it was planned out, and why it ended up this way. But the MEAC was very shiesty. Okay? I want that to be known that the MEAC was very, very shiesty. And I know y'all probably like, okay, well, what they do? Why they so shiesty? Well, let me tell you. Okay, let me tell you. Why out of all the games that happened in the MEAC, didn't other bands go to them? We searched everywhere. I searched every game, every battle, and none of the bands, none of them showed up to the game. MEAC, what was going on? Was everybody too far? Was everybody too far this week? Okay. I don't know. Were we having budgetary issues? Because, I mean, it was giving nobody can afford to go. Or maybe all the games just was people y'all didn't care about. I don't know. We're going to go with that one. Y'all didn't care about any of the people y'all was playing, so y'all wasn't going to waste that bus money. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and look. So the MEAC is very, very easy this week, y'all, because we don't have a lot to show because there was no footage. Minus 2 bands. And one of them didn't have great footage, so you couldn't judge it because you was not judging enough you couldn't see enough to give a good judge. So the one band that had footage, although they didn't go to the game, they did perform at a battle of the band at a high school function. Okay. And so we were able to get footage from that performance, and that's what we're judging. So with that being said, they are number 1 in all categories. And so hey, it only needs just 1. So this is gonna be Hot Ice.
Okay, I'm excited for
the Spartan Legion band, and this is their field show, and they are the lone winners because there was no footage. There just was no footage. Like we almost went no footageless. Okay, we were almost footageless. Okay, here we go. Here's Hot Ice of the Spartan Legion.
Come on, put your hands together. Ladies and gentlemen, and now we're giving you the sophisticated, precise ladies of Hot Ice on the feature dance line.
That was Hot Ice. That was a repeat routine we saw last week that they placed with. And again, we saw them perform it for this high school battle bench, which would make sense. I wouldn't give a new routine to that. You said half of them was at the Battle City. Half of what?
Smash. That's what we said.
What did we say? What?
The capital city.
They were there?
No. He's talking about the teams you said that didn't have games. Half of them they didn't go to the game.
Oh,
battle.
From the MEAC? No. The bands from the MEAC was not at Capitol. Most of them bands was from the SIAA and none. They weren't at that battle. Now there may be another battle I'm not aware of, but they were not at that battle. But many of the teams were not at their games this week. I don't know. Let me know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I looked. I searched. There was no footage. Regardless of where they performed, there was nothing to judge. So we had to go what we had. Only other band that performed at a game in this particular conference was Morgan State. And the only footage that was there was a behind the band footage from the ground. So you only saw whoever crossed the camera. I can't judge that. You know what I'm saying? Not fairly, because you won't see enough. So anywho, again, thank you, Norfolk, for another great performance. Good visuals. Again, they are a very clean team, and they gave good visuals throughout their routine. Any other thoughts about them?
I like the performance that they give. Like, I don't know, it's just something about them. Every time I see them, they give me the energy, and I just get excited every time to watch them. So I think they did really good. They were clean, and I love the choreography that they presented. So yeah, I have nothing negative to say.
All right. Well, that was Hot Ice of Norfolk in field. And as I said, they were number one in all categories. So there's no shocker that they made number one in stands this week for the MEAC. So we take you back to Hot Ice of Norfolk State University, the Spartan Legion Band. right, Quay. That was the girls of Hot Ice of the Spartan Legion Band. What are your thoughts?
I like this team, but I would say this, it's definitely a difference when you're just at a performance and at a rivalry game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I got the same energy from them as I would get if they were at a game.
Yeah, I agree. They were being very just mellow.
Yeah.
They weren't going full out as they have like in our other reviews.
Right. And they don't look bad. They look really good, as a team. They're clean.
They're clean. They're clean. They're dancing as one.
Not free like I would normally be. So that's
so they just didn't give the energy of a rivalry.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I agree with you on that.
Even in those moments, I think I say this a lot, but even in those moments when you don't have someone in front of you, you should always find that time to still use it as a time to say, okay, I'm doing this as something I love. I'm going to perform because it's something that I love.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they still should have performed. Not saying that they just had to go all out, rah, but they should have found fun moments in those moments that, they were out there. Maybe finding somebody on the sideline to make eye contact with and, have fun with, play with a little bit with the dance theatrics and stuff like that. So, yeah.
I agree. Every moment counts. So, especially if you already know you have a media team that's going to be recording, every moment counts because that may be the only media. So, although y'all look good and y'all dancing as one, I felt like the same energy of what you would normally do should be there.
It wasn't. Right.
And I felt like because y'all didn't have to, y'all know y'all were going to get crowd anyway. It's like, oh, I don't have to dance as hard. I can dance in a box. But it's like, no, girl, give us the full performance.
Because I want to see.
I agree.
All right.
I definitely agree. All right. Well, thank you, MEAC, for your contributions to this week's show. We have entered and left the MEAC just like that. And now we're headed into a conference that we call the non-conference, okay? These are the bands that are not in any of the 4 major collegiate conferences. And we do have quite a bit of show from them this week. And baby, look, the categories are filling up because we have 4 bands to pull out of 4 and 5 bands to pull out of. So with that being said, our number 3 field show this week for our non-HBCU conferences, bands that are not in HBCU conferences, our number 3 field show is going to come from Ebony Fire of Hampton University. right, that was Ebony Fire of Hampton University, and again, that was a repeat routine. We've seen it earlier in the season, a few weeks ago, and they brought it back out for this particular field show. And first off, uniform, cute way to add a little bit of pink in there by doing the pink arm sleeve. So still giving the blue, but adding a little pink arm in there on the uniform. It is catalog, but I feel like their style is that when it comes to uniforms. I don't feel like they just really break the mold on uniforms like that, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with it. They look good. Go ahead.
I would say I don't have a problem with the catalog. It's just I don't think it matches. That's just me. I feel like if you were gonna wear the white jazz boots, maybe you should have put on a white uniform. That's just me looking at it like that. That's just me. Because you could put the sleeve over any uniform.
True.
Yeah.
True with that. I know that sleeve was specifically for that uniform too.
Yeah, exactly.
But I would have done maybe like a pink boot or a pink cover on the boot, or like the boot cover on the boot. That way you would have gotten the pink and then the pink and blue.
That's just my opinion. It's like you have two different colors up here, and then you have a color down there. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't.
The white shoes and white gloves, and then the pink arm.
Oh, I didn't even see the white gloves.
Yeah, they had on white gloves. Okay. So the pink arm was supposed to be the pop, but that's neither here or there. But ultimately, what did you think of the routine, Quay?
The routine was really good. I liked it. Now it was a repeat routine, so I've seen it maybe once or twice. So yeah, it should be flawless because it's something that you should be used to. The girls danced though. The execution was there. Everybody was hitting their points and marks with movements, and I honestly, with the song and the choreography, it kind of had my adrenaline going because I didn't know what was next. But then again, it was like, okay, it was cute. I liked it. They did really good. Mm-hmm. Let's see who got number 2.
Okay. So I agree. The routine was good. The energy was good. The song choice was good. Again, yes, it was a repeat routine, but overall, I don't think they're underrated, but that's neither here nor there. I think they're underrated in other areas, but not.
Yeah, maybe not in there.
They've been placing here. They've been placing over here. Okay. But with that being said, I think that they did real good. One thing I'm gonna say is I've got no emotion about this from Texas Southern. I'm gonna get on them the same way. They're dancing in a box. It's a cluster, and it's cluster, and it's cluster, and we do everything in cluster. And yes, they're clean. Yes, they move together. Yes, that cluster is as clean as you want it to be. But it's giving me the same thing that Motion has kind of been stuck to in this season, in my opinion. They've been in a box. And even last season, box, stay in a cluster. It's like there's a lot of y'all. Yes, y'all look good together. But to me, when you stay like this, it gives me NBA. If that makes sense. When I think of dance feature, I'm thinking in field show and football, we move, we spread out. We're not scared to break apart. When I see teams stay in clusters, it gives me more of an NBA style because that's what NBA does. They don't ever leave. They always stay in some kind of cluster. And so although they look good together in the cluster and they present well and the energy was good and the choreography was good and everything was good, I kind of want y'all to do something, in the formation aspect. I feel like y'all put a lot of choreography, but you didn't work any formations. And that's what kind of makes me somewhat like, okay, if they would have had some formation changes, it would have just elevated it even more than what it already was. So that, to me, was my only pet peeve. Other than that, y'all know Ebony Fire over here is always a good time. I have no issue with what they put on the field. I just want them to kind of explore more in the.
I'm actually shocked that they're 3. They're the bottom. because I like them.
I'm not shocked because they've been in the bottom before. I mean, but the bottom is still top 3. They've been in our bottom 3, but I mean, they've been in our bottom 3, but they were in bottom 3 last week. But every week they give us something different, just about.
Yeah.
I mean, they're one of the teams I will say that has almost put a new routine on the field just about every week.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, they're still a really top team because they pretty much weekly have been in our top. So that speaks of the program and what they can do. So shout out to Ebony Fire. All right. Our number 2 team comes by way of Oklahoma. This is the Golden Felines of Langston University. Friend of the show. All right. So with that being said, y'all, give it up for the Golden Felines.
Ladies, you might want to hold on to your man because the gorgeous, the beautiful, the phenomenal Golden Feline dancers will be performing the CeeLo Grace tonight.
All right, that was our number 2, which was the Golden Felines of Langston University. And I see that Smash Tommy came back and said, I like the box, and it's organized, and it actually is hard to do. The box is fine, or what I call dancing in a box, but basically the cluster. It's fine. It is a fine formation, but if that's the same formation you're doing in every routine, it gets redundant. My opinion. And then it is organized, but it's not hard to do. A lot of times people dance in clusters. It looks good. And it also makes the team like they're delivering a little bit more together. Actually, the more you space out, the more easier it is to spot mistakes. It's harder to spot mistakes in clusters unless you're just completely off. Like you have to be off to really be seen in a cluster. So the more you space out, you can't hide flaws. So I would disagree with that. The more spaced out you are, the easier it is to pick apart any mistakes or flaws. A cluster, you can hide a lot of mistakes or people who are not doing it just the same. You can hide it in a cluster very easily. So I would disagree with you in that aspect from a dancer perspective, but that's just my opinion. But hey, Quack, what do you think of the Golden Felines?
I love the Golden Felines. I do feel like I think they've done this field show before, haven't they?
They did it last week for the first time, so this was a repeat.
Okay. I do feel like the energy went from here to here a little bit. And I will say that because this routine had a lot in it, and not only did it have a lot, it was also dragging. The tempo was like...
Yeah, the tempo slowed down this week a little bit more than it did last week, I think.
So I feel like it was kind of too slow. Now, if I'm being honest, if I had to, I would put the Ebony Fire above the Golden Felines.
I feel like you were gonna say that, but I felt like they did more than Ebony Fire. Ebony Fire had the energy, but Golden Felines had the choreography.
Right, but even with them having the choreography and the tempo like this, the execution was not on the level of Ebony Fire's, to me. If it's the tempo,
I see it to a degree.
I mean, I get it, but that's just my opinion. I feel like
I'm not trying to change your opinion. I'm just saying I see what you're saying to a degree, but I also look at who took more risk, who took whatever. Yeah, we want perfection is the goal, but to me, risk taking is also, I rank a team that took risk. If you stay in a box of safetyness, to me, you're not taking a risk. So I feel like, well, yeah, you're gonna look good because you're doing what you know looks good on your team. But where's the risk? Where's the factor? So I'm not disputing. I mean, I could clearly switch them based on performance based. Yeah, I could put Ebony Fire above them easily. But I'm looking at the choreography, the material, and I'm like, well, there was more risk over here than what was brought over here too. And so I think to me, that's what leveled it out to putting them in second versus third. I mean, versus third place. But also knowing, through all the clips, they really didn't have nobody to perform to. I mean, if you look there, you can see the stands that's the center stands on their home side. This was like a midday game in Oklahoma, which is out in the middle of nowhere where this college is at. So I feel like they just kind of honestly was performing the way they're performing because wasn't nobody there. That's my opinion. Not giving an excuse.
Just like we said,
it's not an excuse.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. Just like we said with the other team, it's not, like you just said, it's not an excuse.
It's not.
So, anytime you're performing. Like anytime it's showtime, it's showtime. That's just me. But yeah. Like I said, I like the choreography. I like the routine. I thought they brought a lot. I thought they did a lot. I just don't agree with the execution. I don't know. It's like if you're going to do a lot, it needs to be what it's going to be. That's how I feel.
I think it would have been executed better too if it was pushed a little bit more. I felt like you said it's dragging. So to them, it became a very long routine, which could have been pushed. Yeah, they would have gave more in it, but I felt like the more pushing would have pushed them to dance harder because they would have had to. Right now, it's like they have time to really think about the motions. So they're not executing at the energy because they have more time in between movements versus I got to move like, doom, doom, doom. I got to drive. They're not driving right now. They're kind of like in cruise control.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Okay.
I think they still did a good job, though. I think they
did. I didn't say they did bad. I said I liked it.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I think I still think they did a good job. Even
I think they did a wonderful job
with the draggy song. I think they did a good job.
Yeah.
All right. Our number one. This is for my number one. Our number one, y'all. Baby, look, y'all know the girls have entered the chat and they coming with a vengeance. They're coming with a vengeance, y'all. This is going to be our number one team for the non-HBCU competitive bands. They're HBCU, but they're not an HBCU conference, should I say. This is going to be Golden Delight of North Carolina A&T University. They have entered the chat and they coming back to reclaim all their time, okay? That was North Carolina A&T, and baby, look, them girls came back. They're coming back with vengeance in their heart. I'm telling you. Quay, what's your thoughts?
The technique is flawless. Like, they are on with the technique. They look amazing. First off, secondly, because I already said first off. Secondly, do you see the liquid uniform? I love liquid uniforms. That is sexy. Like, what? You couldn't tell me nothing if I had it on. It's giving Drumline Morris Brown a little bit, just purple. But yes. Look at, did you just see that? Like, the choreography is there. They are clean. They are one. They are dancing, giving big energy. Everybody's feeling each other's vibe. You can definitely tell this is a performance. This is a performance. And they delivered. They delivered all the way through.
I agree. I have nothing negative to say. I mean, it was flawless from top to bottom. I don't think I saw not a flaw, not a mistake. Everybody's giving it. Shout out for the natural hair. Again, natural hairstyle, the curls, the kinks, all of it. Yeah. Again, it shows, the love of natural hair, what you can do with a natural look. It doesn't have to be flat iron and silk and wavy. Natural can do it too. You just got to know what style to wear. So again, they looked good. All the different natural hairstyle. Some of it looks like their real hair. Some of it may not be, but
look good.
I love it. It's giving really, really cute. And again, they did really amazing. And I can see that Showtime does not agree. He says that's crazy. He says Ebony Fire was better in a box and all. Ebony Fire looked good, but again, I'm gonna say this, and I stand by what I say, and I don't disagree with you. Ebony Fire is fire. I've been screaming Ebony Fire name since 2019, so I definitely enjoy what that team brings, and we promoted them a lot here. I think they've made our top every single week we've been here. I don't think they've not been in our top 3 any week we've done this so far. So we definitely know what they're worth. I think the thing is, 1, it was a repeat show, and 2, again, as a dancer, Ebony Fire in a cluster or in a box, it's easy to look clean. I want to see them spaced out so we can really see, is everybody carrying their weight? Together, they're strong, but are they as strong individually? They probably are, but we don't know it because they never give us a formation, at least not in this show that they did. They didn't give us the formation to see what the team looks like separated. They were always together. That's the difference between what you saw with Golden Felines. Golden Felines, they were together at times, but they were also separated. They spaced out. They changed formation. You could single out each dancer so you could see if somebody was not executing, if somebody was dragging, if somebody didn't give energy, which made it easier to pick them apart because we can see it. So for me, and again, Quay will probably disagree with me, or did disagree with me, that she would have put Ebony Fire in second because of energy and execution. But I also, again, think that Golden Felines deserve to, because 1, they had a great routine, great choreography. They did give us different variations of formation, and they took more risk. And you can't mark somebody down for taking risk, no more than we can mark you down for not taking risk. It's just a preference. And that's what me and Quay will pick. We, as you have probably seen in this show alone from the last, the 2 different variances we've had in this show, Quay will put energy first, and I won't. I love energy, but I'm going to pick risk, and I'm going to pick uniqueness first before I pick the energy. I love energy, but energy to me is not a selling. It is a eye catcher, but it's not the selling point of your choreography and what your team brings. That's for me. So that's just what me and Quay differ. It's not it's just, what is it? Apples to oranges, I guess is what they say.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people in the comments probably will maybe agree or disagree with me, and that's okay. I stand by what I say. I will pick the risk taking before I pick the energy, even if executed well. So it's only if your risk taking looks horrible, and they didn't look horrible. The song dragged, so they didn't have the energy. I think had the song been sped up, we easily could have said Golden Felines would have looked as good as Ebony Fire. I think. My thoughts. I don't know. Only time will tell. Anywho, all right. Well, that was our top 3 in field show for the non-HBCU conference bands. Now we have our stand moments. And for stands, we actually have 1 moment. So there was only 1 person that got stands. Well, yes, because we were in the middle of a video. So I didn't want to read it in the video while I was playing. So I waited. But I saw it. But the 1 stand clip, they're the only ones who will rank in stands this week because they're the only clip we really had a good clip of. A clear clip of, should I say. This will be Golden Delight, again, from NCAT. And they're going to give us their stands. So y'all give it up for Golden Delight. They will be our number 1 stand clip of the non-HBCU conference bands.
Introducing the blue and gold marching machine from North Carolina A&T State University.
1, 2, ready, and... shoe. Ready, and
Alrighty. That was Golden Delight of North Carolina A&T. And yes, I'm aware Smash Time. I did say the name Ebony Fire and Golden Felines, not Golden Delight. And so, first off, before I say anything, Quay, your feedback first. What did you think here? And what did you think of the switch with Golden Delight not giving us a routine, but it could have been routine, but giving us their version of an 8 count or 16 count, because they don't do this. They always have an all-together routine once the captain kind of calls the routine out. And they didn't do that. They gave us row by rows in an 8 count, 16 count formation. So what did you think about the overall performance? But even Golden Delight giving us their take on what everybody else doing stands, which is not their typical style.
I love their even though they don't do this typically, them doing it and the way they did it, I love their stank on it. So their counts, I really think that they have a distinct style when it comes to creating counts, because they do stuff that is more like you'll see it in studio versus seeing in stands. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not just they do a variety in the stands, in which a lot of teams do, but theirs is definitely like, oh yeah, nobody's like just that whole little switch they did, and then the way they're doing it to the music, it's like it was almost made specifically for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was too perfect. It looked.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Well, they did good. I love the energy.
I'm sure it was.
I love the that they give, and I really think that they're a really cold team. I like them, but I've always like Golden Delight. But they look good. The hair.
I agree.
Costumes,
I agree. I like that they took a different take on. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I like that they took a different take on stands. I love that they did give us something different. We like when you explore and don't give us always the usual. And being that this was a battle of the band format, they changed what they normally do to fit the battle of the band stand round style versus giving us what they would traditionally give us at a stand. Even if this is pre-choreographed routine, which it probably was for them, maybe broken up versus a full routine, it still gave us what people want to see Golden Delight do every now and then, which is just throw individual counts. So I thought this was a really fun, interesting take. Again, they gave us what Golden Delight is, not what other teams are. The uniform was really, really cute, but Golden Delight, they never failed in uniform department, in my opinion. They always seem to they just always surpassing that uniform. And from my understanding, all the uniforms are custom made. Every last one of them. So you don't, even if it gives catalog, it's not catalog, because to my understanding, everything is literally made for that team. custom. So that's a whole nother budgetary talk when it comes to that. But I mean, I love what they did. I love that they gave us Golden Delight. I love that they took a risk. And again, you know how I am about that. They took a risk, and I think it paid off. I think it showed a different side of Golden Delight for those who might be like, I like what they do, but you know, they don't do stands the way we do it. Well, they showed here, we can do this too, but we're gonna put the Golden Delight swag on it. And I think it paid off. They looked good. And again,
I'm sorry. Look at it. Hold on. Like that.
Yeah, I mean the energy is good. And again, the natural hair. When I say whoever does their looks, it's like they have a lookbook and they know like the hair, the uniform, everything always goes amazingly well. So whoever is the designer look person in their group, shout out to y'all, because it always gives what it's supposed to give when it gives it. So good job. And again, this was our only team in the non-HBCU conference bands that had stand clips. So, and I don't regret it. All right, y'all. We are now headed to our final conference, the fifth and final group tonight, the one most of y'all be waiting on. Okay. It is known as the Southwestern Athletic Conference, better known as the SWAC. Okay, baby, get your SWAC hours up because we are now in the SWAC in the dance world, and this is week 6, baby, and the girls were fighting. All right, but anywho, we're gonna start with our dance field show, our 4th, which is our honorable mention, dance field show. And baby, if you was not seasick, you should have been, because this was the 55th year, baby. So we're going to give this one to Motion of the Ocean as our honorable mention field show of the week. All right, baby. That was Motion of the Ocean, 55th homecoming. Quay, thoughts? You were there. Thoughts?
I have no thoughts. I just wanted to share our 55th with everybody. I thought everybody looked amazing. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was an experience.
Did y'all see Quay on that 50 though? Quay stayed on that 50. I said, oh baby, Quay still got 50 energy. Let me tell y'all what he gonna give. 10 energy. Let me tell y'all what he gonna give. He gonna get that 10 energy. Quay still had that 50 energy. Look at her, look at her, look at her. Ah. Good job again. This was, they didn't really have a opponent this week. It was all about homecoming, and they were even on their home field, which we know y'all typically do homecoming actually on your field, which is not where y'all play most of your games at. So, anywho, it was really, really good to see y'all do another, 55th. We haven't seen a homecoming probably this big dance-wise since the 50th. So, y'all are right there in the leading. And it was good to see y'all out here giving it and still keeping up to see all the changes and the generations of motion and to see the unity between all the different eras. Really, really good. So shout out to Motion. And again, that was our honorable mention of the week. And y'all know what it is, baby. Ride the wave. Ride the wave. All right, y'all. Well, it's time to get to our top three. Our top three. Okay, baby. Look, we're there. We are there. Who do y'all think will be in our top three? I mean, I don't know. Who do y'all think will be in our top three? So many choices. There's so many choices. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know which way we should go. I think we should. Okay, Quay, I think we got it. All right, y'all. Our number three field show of the week. Okay. Shout out to the Emotional Alumni.
Now this, he get on my nerves.
I saw that because they stay in their box. You see what I'm saying? They stay in their box. So yes, they stay in their box. Look, I tell y'all all the time, I just want to see the girls leave the box. Because look, I want to see more than a cluster. That's all. It's not too much to ask. That's why J-sets will always reign supreme when it comes to formations for me.
Had a video.
No, because them girls be moving and grooving through, baby. They can give you a box and they can give you a mean formation transition too. All right, y'all. Our number three is going to be the girls from Alcorn State University, the Golden Girls.
Brandon,
Baby,
what
let me
did
tell
you
y'all something about Miss
think?
Neil. Let me
Okay.
tell y'all something about Miss Neil.
She
Baby,
said,
and she
"Move out my
was
way."
just on our Instagram a while ago too. She peeked in, but she peeked in slightly too early. But baby, let me tell y'all something about Miss Neil. Let me tell y'all something about Miss Neil. Baby, she has, baby, when I say clean team, same
Clean
energy,
energy.
like we know what it gave, but like she done made a team of mini nails. Like
Okay.
clean energy, movement,
The yaka
precision.
yaka.
And I
Same.
think, if I'm not wrong, I want to say this was their homecoming too.
It was.
I think I think this was their homecoming too.
It
But
was.
neither here or there. I mean, they come out the energy, and I love this uniform. It's traditional Golden Girl, but I really wish they would have wore what they came in for halftime. But it probably would have been harder to perform in because of the way it was made. But that halftime, that first half uniform, that purple and gold, did you see it?
Yeah.
Quay?
Yeah. I liked it, but I like this too. This
You saw
is
it?
yeah.
Oh, baby, look, I like this. This is traditional Golden Girl in my opinion. This gives me Golden Girl, but that purple and gold, it was a pop out uniform. Like for
Yeah.
me, for Golden Girls, that was a pop out uniform. It was different. It was very different for what Golden Girls have done in the more recent years. So
Yeah.
I liked it, but I like this because this gave traditional Golden Girl. And if this was homecoming for them, I think it was. But if this was homecoming for them, then this gave me what a Golden Girl is. It's liquid gold, it's holes, it's fringe, it's buck, it's stunts, it's everything we see here. She was hitting every check mark of Golden Girl, Golden
Every
Girl, Golden Girl, Golden Girl, Golden Girl. Like she was just going down the checklist, checking the boxes, and I loved it. I think it was a good routine. The energy was good. It gave, it gave classic Golden Girl. I love it. I love it. Quay?
I loved it. I think they did a phenomenal job. Honestly, they I think she's been in the
Honestly,
top
what?
3. I think she's been in the top 3 for
Say it again.
for a couple of times. She's been in the top
She
3 a
has.
couple of
She has.
times. Yeah, and I'm not gonna
Once
lie.
they finally popped out, with their
Yeah,
games and whatever. Yeah.
she has definitely been in the top 3. She has a good team, and they look good and they're clean. And not only that, their routine was long. Their routine was long, and they still had the energy as if they
It
just
was.
started. So it was creative. I love the levels that they had in there, and the variations and the dynamics that they did, especially that line part. That was T. That was
Hmm.
that was
Yeah.
T. But
They got
yeah,
out their box. They did transitions. They moved around. They took risks. All the things that a good Mississippi girl would do. Even though all of them ain't from Mississippi, but they in Mississippi right now.
yeah, that was T.
All right,
Yeah.
y'all.
Whew.
All right, y'all. We're gonna head to our number 2 field show of the week. All right, our number 2 field show of the week, and y'all get ready to be fabulous because the fabulous dancing dolls of Southern University is about to take the field.
And now put your hands together for the fabulous dancing daughters. They move and groove to the tune. Swoop.
What are the facials for?
I'm sorry.
What are the facials for?
Oh, thing, I mean, it was cute. It was cute. It was real cute. Lots of energy, great visuals. Maybe they was moving. It was cute. I just had a hard time receiving it from them.
Why?
My receptor wasn't working. Huh?
What was hard to receive?
Oh, soup belongs to the feds, in my opinion. It is synonymous with Jackson State. I mean, we're not gonna beat like around the bush like we don't know that song to be a legendary song to Jackson, like Torture is to Texas Southern. It's just that type of song. I mean, like I Don't Give a is synonymous to Southern. I mean,
they ate swoop. I'm sorry.
I will say 8. It was cute. They did good. Like no shade. Like I'm being funny, but no shade. The dolls look amazing. Like in all seriousness, they look amazing. I mean, it is hard to receive that song from the dolls or from Southern in general because I prefer Jackson's version, but 2, it is a song that Jackson to play. So it's kind of like hearing somebody play Torture, even though Torture is a song anybody can play. You just know that Texas Southern plays it. So it's like, why would anybody else play Torture? Because that's a song that is synonymous with Texas Southern. They pump that song all the time. Like somebody playing Get Ready. It's synonymous with Jackson State. Or somebody playing Liberian Girl. Although other bands have played it, that song really, you can almost say it belongs to Southern. They marked that song. And once a band marks it, it's kind of hard to accept other bands playing it. So no shade to Southern. It's just, it's hard to receive. That's all. But neither here nor there, they looked good. I'm not going to lie. They twirled across that field and did all the things. And it's there. I will say this. They did good. Their technique, their movement, placement, formation, transitions, all of that was chef's kiss on the field. I think the thing for me is, and maybe it's because of my biases, and I won't say that it's not, it's hard to hear that song, which is a groovy disco-ish song, and see a lot of technique. Although they did do their, motions and they did add some groove in there. And I, shout out to the dolls for that, for adding those groovy bits in there to continue to do it. Even making the technique groove, like here, adding those moments of technique and giving it that groove so that it pops out, but you're still executing technique. It's just hard sometimes to see, I guess, especially once you have an expectation of a certain song or expectation of a certain thing, you have it in your mind what that should look like. And although their visuals were perfectly fine, for me, it's just hard to see like all these technical motions to this song. Because baby, I want to see hips and booty and shake, shake, shake and flip and something. And you want to see all those elements that are synonymous with the song. So again, I'm gonna say I think it's because of my biases or my bias that it is a little hard to receive. And it's not because they didn't do a good job. They definitely deserve this too. They definitely deserve it. They danced their butt off. They looked good. They're moving as a unit. They took risks. They got out their box. And again, they did all the things that make Dolls a great field team. I mean, you can't take it away. The Dolls have always been a very strong field team, and they make sure that you know it each and every time they hit that field.
That's true. That's facts.
Quay.
Oh, baby. You couldn't take it, you couldn't receive it, but I definitely could because I loved it. I like all, the jazz and the majorette. I like it all. And so to see them do this and what they produced and how they executed it, yeah, they ate that. They ate swoop. They definitely ate it right on up. Sorry. But yeah, I loved it. I wouldn't say
8. I wouldn't say 8. I would not say 8. I would say it served, but they did not eat.
They ate it the dog way. Sorry. They did.
They ate it the doll way. I will accept. That's a true statement. They ate it the doll way. Yes, I can accept that. We agree. They aided the doll way. Shout out to the dolls. Shout out to the dolls. Shout out to the dolls. Okay. But no, I mean, all jokes aside, dolls, amazing job. You can't take it away from them. It almost don't matter what you put in front of them. The training of those girls and what they provide to a team, they can do almost anything they want to any song because they have the training, they have the foundation, they have the experience that it takes to go out there and mix genres and mix things together. So good job to the dolls.
Good job.
Okay, Jay Spitter. Hey, it's okay. Y'all can play the song. It's more songs. I'm just saying it just fits better at Jackson. That's all. You know, hey, everybody playing everybody's stuff now, so it really don't even matter. There's no safe songs in the world no more. Okay. All right, everybody has crossed over to different song play. All right, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and go on to the next song. And shout out to all those still watching us at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. Anyway, all right, we're almost done, y'all, for our part 1 show. Again, you'll get part 2 in an installment tomorrow, pre-recorded, that is, but you're getting the live version right now of the part 1. All right, y'all, so here we go. You know what? You show is right. They show do. You right. They do. They do. I heard it. I heard it. That's what I said. A lot of bands are starting to crossplay. You know, real quick before I say our number 1, you know, it's been a big debate going on this current week, week 7, because even though we're in week 6, week 7 has been a debate because they're calling them Valley Dagger. They're calling them Valley Dagger. I didn't say it, y'all. It was in the group. I'm just repeating what it said. They're calling them Valley Dagger because they played I Got 5 on it. And you know, they saying that, you know, Valley is basically doing what Talladega did, and Talladega's band director, I guess, I'm assuming from what the comments said, he's a Southern guy. I don't know if that's true or not, but because I don't know his history. I know of him, but I don't know all of his history. But anyway, yeah. They call him Talladega. He said that's what I heard. They played it at Grambling yesterday. Yeah. From what I heard, they wore Grambling now too, but that's another story. Anyway, all right. Well, we're gonna keep going on. All right, we're gonna keep going on. All right, let me stop. So, anywho, on
the live,
huh?
About to get a whooping on the live.
I'm sorry. I'm just telling you what the comments said. I'm telling you what the comments said. I didn't watch it. I'm just telling you what the comments said. The comments said Valley Dagger won.
Let's go.
I hate the people in the comment section because the Valley Dagger took me out. All right, shout out to the people in the comment section. Sometimes y'all keep us laughing when y'all do too much. All right, here we go. Our number 1 field show for this week. Week number 6, which is the week we are reviewing, which was a week ago. I'm gonna say this: they deserve it.
They do.
I have no complaints in this number 1. They deserve it. They are not only deserving of it, they are working for it. And anybody who do not see the work that not only the team, but the young lady who leads the team is putting in over there this season so that the team is being talked about, which is the most important part for me, especially once we reveal our number 1. It's easy to get singular clout. But when your team is getting the clout, that's the sign of true leadership to me. Yeah. That, to me, is a sign of true leadership. Sometimes we forget about team and we think about self. And for that alone, I'm so in love with our number 1. So he started at Dagger Band. It's his song. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. People forget that. All right. Our number 1 team this week, coming from Alabama State University, we have the sensational Stingettes. Oh, my bad, y'all.
I did.
We'll try that one more time. Coming from Alabama State, we have the sensational Stingettes.
And now it's our beautiful and sensational Stingettes dancing to Womanizer by Britney Spears. Stingettes, often imitated, but never ever do.
That ending was sick.
Y'all.
That ending was so sick.
Y'all. I mean, no crumbs left.
None. I licked the plate.
And I believe this was their homecoming as well. This was a week of homecoming. It was a week of homecomings. And they didn't do, I guess this wasn't a big homecoming for them. So they didn't have like the alumni come out with them. But when I say first off, the technique that Princess has put back in their routines again.
Yeah.
I felt like we've been missing for a couple of seasons, or it's been spotty in seasons. The technique she's put back in their team, when I say they are giving me the mid-2000s things again.
Yeah.
Like, it's very much that era. I definitely saw a picture that was circulating around that Asia Martin took a picture with her at homecoming in that particular uniform, which I guess, is a good thing, because that shows that Asia, is enjoying what she's doing, from what the people say in comments. But I mean, this right here gives me 2014, 2015, 16, 17, even 18 Sting. Yeah. Like, I'm getting that earlier, before COVID, Stingette feel again. Like, this is amazing. This was amazing.
It was
amazing. The energy, the movement, the crispness. Princess has worked that team. I don't know if she's the only one, but you can see Princess's mark on that team. You can see her mark on that team. And again, she's who I wanted for captain. If you've ever doubted what the baby girl could do, now you see why she deserved the spot. She earned the spot to be a captain on that team. She is bringing it, and the team is backing her every step.
Yeah.
The Stingettes definitely have been field girls this year.
Okay.
Definitely have been field girls. Shout out to the sensational Stingettes again, and giving us some great fields this week, as we and being our number one in the the field category this week. Now we have our stand category for the SWAC, and we're getting down to our top 3 in stands. And so, baby, look, let me tell y'all something. Don't sleep on my babies. Never sleep on my babies. Never, ever sleep. Let me see. Hold on. Should be right here. Okay. Hold on. Oh, right here. Okay. Never sleep on my babies. Because let me tell you something. They gonna always show out. I don't care about anything y'all talk about. Never sleep on my girls. Because they gonna always show out. In our number 3 spot, coming from the Jackson State University, we have the prancing J-Sets. Baby, they are still the thrill of a billion eyes. What you think?
Definitely feel like she was giving accent on the music with her count selection. Um, the energy, the fact that the shot that this is in, the way that this was shot, and to see them doing the routines full out and still being able to see every detail lets me know that they are over there dancing big and they have energy that, you know, exudes throughout their movements. I really
I agree.
think they did a really great job in the stands. You know, you can't. Jason's gonna always have the counts. Let's be realistic. It's like hip hop almost. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they look
I
good.
think the energy is very big. Alea Bell has brought the buck back. Okay. And that's literally my hashtag for her this season. Alea Bell brought the buck back. The J sets, in my opinion, and I love the sets, and I don't mind evolution, so this is not a negative comment, but I have not seen the J sets book like this. I'm gonna probably go back a little bit further. It's probably been 10 years for me. I want to say she's giving Tierra year. And probably before, but she's bucking like 2014 and before. Because I felt like 15, 16, they bucked, but that's when the set started exploring being softer counts. They started exploring, new counts, new everything. But I've noticed in watching this battle in full, in its entirety, baby, Alea bucks. Mm-hmm. She can do all the things, but baby, don't give her a song. Even on slow songs, she's doing what the old sets used to do. She's bringing out buck counts on slow songs. That's an older style of set than what we've seen in more of the recent years. And the energy, the C's, I mean, you got to know your material. And she's not scared to throw fast movements on a song that's got movements. Because like that second and third song, I think is it this stand right here? No, it's another stand near this one. When I say they were moving, like you have to know it. And if you watch the game, you could tell like something, one of the freshmen, the camera kept catching it from one angle. One of the freshmen, she knew the counts, but you could tell like, you still try not to make a mistake. They just all really started dancing, now that they kind of started making cuts and they really all just started dancing. And you could tell like one of the freshmen is kind of struggling to keep up because Alea is bucking. She's throwing these counts and she's moving fast and she's not playing in her book. And if you got these girls who still trying to get their form down, remember which way to go, these reverse counts and all this stuff, like, you could see her struggle in some of the counts. She did her best keeping up, and I give her kudos for that because she pushed through. But that can make you feel like you're not there yet. When you got a captain who can lead this way and a team that's going and you kind of shaky on your movements. But again, they looked good. Yeah. And the sets bucked the house down. I think they look really good. I'm really, really happy with the legacy that Leia is holding up. Because, as we've said before, and I've said this, all season long, it really sucks to be a captain that comes behind a captain that left such an impact on the team. Yeah. And so coming behind Linnea, who had a virtually flawless season, and everybody was screaming set last year for the most part. It could be scary to have to follow that legacy. You see what I'm saying? Because Linnea stamped her name so hard that if you don't come behind her and do just as good of a job, everybody says you let them down. Even if you were doing good, you just couldn't be who Linnea was. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like Alea has found her way. She's found her own way and what she wanted to bring as a set captain. So good job. Good job. All right. Our number two, baby. This has got to be the week of Buck because, baby, the Golden Girls of Alcorn University did not let us down. Y'all, give it up for the Golden Girls. All right, Quay. That was the Golden Girls, our number 2 slot this week with Miss Nell leading the pack. Baby, let me tell you something. The intensity that she throws her counts with,
Yeah.
the body placement, the intentional movements, so intentional. So intentional. I have never, and I mean never, seen so much intentionality in body movement and body placement on the Golden Girls. I mean, they've gotten cleaner and cleaner with each year.
Yes.
But I say Nell is so strategic about where she moves and put her arms in motions and stuff that it's just crazy. It's just crazy. So much intensity for a small, and she's a very short girl, y'all.
Okay.
And she dances so big you would never know that she is as short as she is. So I love it. I mean, she dances like she's 7 feet tall. I love it. What you think, Quay?
I love them. They look good. They look good. This is probably the cleanest I have ever seen them. Really, like for real.
Yeah. I will definitely say she has the cleanest team probably we've ever seen, and that's hard because I would have said prior to that Kivia's team was very clean, but I'm thinking that Nell may have now topped Kivia's cleanliness.
Yeah.
Like everything is intentional.
The fact that she has all of them matching her, like every detail they match her. Nobody is in that area matching her.
And they look so good because they dance so much alike. Like every hip, everything.
Everything.
And it looks so good on them. So good on them. Yeah. I love it. But that's our number 2. That is again the Golden Girls of Alcorn State. And again, you know, baby, they is bucking, picking up them pennies all the way to the top. But we have our number 1 and our final video of part 1 of week 6 release and the end of our live tonight is going to be.
We know who it is.
Do they know who it is? You think they know who it is?
I don't know. I guess not.
I mean, they may know who it is, but you gotta be sensational to sting us the way you did. Why did they sting us like that? Oh my God. When I say knows her book, when I say emote her movements
on purpose,
y'all, I never knew I needed to be stung this way. And y'all know I am an avid J-Set lover and a Black Fox lover, if you know me. Love those 2 teams down. I love my motion. You know I love my motion. But I'm just saying, my first 2 loves was Set and Fox. But let me tell you something. I never knew I needed to be stung. I never knew. Like, I have always said the Stingers were a good team, but I was never, like, stung. I just always liked what they did. I just thought they were cute and their style was simple and sexy, which I thought was great. But baby, when I'm telling you, baby, the girl is stinging me. I ain't been stung like this since COVID year. That's really who had me watching the Stings like nonstop.
Yeah.
Our girl, you know.
Yeah.
I have not truly just been in love with the Stings like I have this year. Like the Stings are stinging me. I've been stung. I've been stung. Y'all know who number 1 is, y'all. The level of eaterization that just occurred on my screen is too much to take. First off, I would just like to step out on a limb and say that the Stingettes should always wear ponytails. I think that pony that they're wearing, and even if you think in the past when they did do a ponytail, for whatever reason, it accents their movements perfectly. And I like that they didn't do a super long ponytail. Their ponytail was just kind of, I guess, higher on the head or mid crown. And it wasn't very long, but that little thing is moving, which made the intensity of their motions look even better. From the head whips to the, the up and down to the bending back, it really, really looks good, not only with the uniform, but across the team. I would like to just vote Stingettes ponytails. It just works. It just works for their style, and it looks good. Anyway, that's my thought. Huh?
I said it does look good, but I'm not gonna limit them. But it does look good.
I mean, not every game, but I'm just saying we should definitely see ponytails every season.
Yeah, I like it.
It looks good on that.
A lot of people didn't like the uniform, and I'm actually a fan of this uniform.
Their uniform was good. It was like it was like a paying homage to, I think, the Victoria Becks era when they did a new uniform with the glass thing. So I want to say it was a homage uniform, but I think the uniform was cute on them. It looked better. I mean, right now it looks like shimmery stuff, but up close you can see the actual glass pieces or whatever it is. It was really, really cute. I thought it was cute. And it looked well done, like well made.
Yep.
Well, people will have, I mean, uniforms are kind of based on your style, your preference style, but I thought that was really cute. I think it gave Sting. It gave me what I expect out of Sting.
It did.
It was a very simple uniform, but the embellishments is what brought it home. And it still gave Stingette. And I thought that was a cute uniform for homecoming too. It gave quintessential Stingette, which is what we want. And I think Princess is definitely serving the Sting that we have come to love.
Wow.
Maybe that count right there. Oh my God. With that pony, that count with the pony. Do you see how that pony is flying?
Yes.
Oh my God. Amazing. Yeah, man, look. Kudos to Princess. We all knew you could do it. Over here, we all knew you could do it. I knew that you could do it. I voted for you to do it. And I'm so glad you over there doing it. Shout out to Princess. Shout out to Princess. Oh my God, baby. Team and all, baby. Eating the girls down. This is look, I know this is this is gonna be hard to say. And I know they probably not gonna want it because we ain't had one in a while. We haven't. And if she got one more year in her, I'm gonna say Princess 2 year. I'm gonna go out there and put it in the atmosphere. Princess for 2 year. I think we need one more season of Princess. Keep the Stings on the right track. Keep the Stings on the right track. If it's if the conditions are enough, I don't know what they go through behind the scenes, but definitely if we could keep this energy of what a Sting is, oh my God. I just feel like we need another year of Princess. I really do. Anywho, all right, y'all. That has been the live version of week 6. This covered all the field shows and stand routines of the SIA, the MEAC, the SWAC, and the SIAC, and the bands that don't fall into any of those categories. Now, we will be releasing a part 2 of this video tomorrow night. It will cover the color guards and the twirlers from their field shows and routines as well. We usually do those live, but we're going to try, like I said at the top of the video, we're trying a new format to see how this will work. And if you like it, and it also allows us to put a little bit more content out frequently and to kind of cut down the lives just a little bit. So hopefully that you will like it and that you'll be able to support that video as well as we continue to explore color guard and twirlers and continue to help push exposure in those areas well, because those ladies work hard. Those ladies and gentlemen work hard in their craft, and they deserve some camera time and exposure too, because there's some great things going on in the color guard and twirling world as well. All right. Quay, any final thoughts on part 1 of week 6 before the people get into their part 2 of week 6 on tomorrow night?
Yeah, everybody did really great. I'm really proud of all of these organizations and what they're bringing. Like I said, this is the year of consistency. So we're going to see who's still holding that crown towards the end. Right now, it's looking like, I don't know, it's a lot of teams that's really good in holding the crown.
It has definitely moved up. It's moved with each week. It has definitely moved with each week.
Yes,
y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to us under Passion and Performance. Remember, Passion and Performance Facebook, Passion and Performance _ Instagram, and Passion and Performance YouTube page. You could also follow our other Instagram page, which is auxiliary _ the collegiate way. Again, that's auxiliary _ the collegiate way. That one is more geared to our camp and what we do, but we do a lot of posting on that page, and we have a lot of followers on that page. All right, so make sure that you support us and continue to show us love. Thank you for all the people that have stopped by, visited, shared comments with us, laughed with us, or just viewed because you like what we're covering, or at least our take on what we see. All right, y'all, that is part 1 of week 6. That was everything dance. Your part 2 will be all other auxiliary units, and we'll look at what they did on the field, okay? What did they bring on the field in our top 3s, 2s, or 1s, depending on if we had footage for it or not, and we will continue to share that. So be on the lookout for part 2 of week 6 tomorrow. And let us know how you like the new format. Does this work for you? What would you suggest? You know, we're open to taking thoughts so that we can continue to provide you a great show in what you want. All right, y'all, we have danced all across the eastern, western, and mid-southern coast. It's time to get up out of here. So with that, don't forget you can follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, searching State of the Auxiliary. Those episodes go up weekly at the top of the week. So make sure that you can rewatch us over there on that. Quay, I think it's time to get up out of here.
Yeah, it is.
Bye, y'all. Deuces.